right here is my headlight harness. So I'm just gonna go ahead and clean everything up. As you guys saw, we were installing everything, and then we have to kind of bring our Dakota digital box over this way. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring in our bottom support to the dash, and I'm gonna try and fit my Dakota somewhere in here in this plural space so I can get this up and running. And at the same time, I'm gonna tidy up this whole all this whole harness, just clean it all up, make it look nice and pretty. And like I said, again, there's some of these wires that I don't need that I'm gonna get rid of. So I'm gonna do that. I'm just kind of move slow. I got a couple other harnesses I wanna go ahead and swap out. We have our trans speed sensor wire harness right here. The other one just didn't have the ears, it's a little chewed up, so we're just gonna go ahead and replace it. I'm not gonna open this guy up because it's kind of a little bit difficult and I don't want to break it, so I'm just gonna go ahead and splice it into the one that's existing. I'm also gonna change out the transmission harness, which down there you don't see it, but it's pretty chewed up, and we're just gonna go ahead and swap it out. You know, since we got the new one here by Ron Francis, it was LMR, you know. Can't go wrong with LMR, buddies. So this is for the 87 to 93 Mustang manual. So actually, I'm gonna need it to come down that way. So that'll be all right. Out how things are going. We're using our 93 notch back here that's behind me, which we call the machine, because we're doing the middle console to that too. We're not happy. We got the cup holders. Whatever, guys, it sucks. So disclaimer, anybody out there with the cigarette ashtray that still works in perfect condition with the black center console, we'll take it. F this cup holder stuff. Cars weren't meant to have cup holders. They're meant for driving. To all you ladies out there with your cup holders, I hope you enjoy it. I hope it spills inside your T5. Anyways, yeah, just using that as a bit of a reference and just finding everything that we need. We got this bracket here that holds our center console in. The front right here, I know that he sets up right around here. We're gonna sit our Dakota digital in the middle basket with where our SRS would sit. So this guy's gonna end up sitting like right up in here. So it ends up working out. One of the things we ended up figuring out is that it's a little too far for our cable to our display for our Dakota digital. So we just went ahead and swapped it out, getting it off there, and had to remove it from this side, bringing it over to this side. So at the same time, we're not gonna have to worry about what we're gonna end up cutting and doing inside the glove box. We're gonna keep it perfectly pretty neat. And we're gonna figure out these guys. I'm thinking about maybe somewhere down here, or maybe in the back side of when we open the glove box, we should be able to get access to either one of these two, send them up here somewhere. I'm not too worried about these two guys right now because we got a good setup for them. I was more worried about this guy right here because obviously, as you know, he's going to be an important one. He runs our Dakota, he runs the clocks and all that good stuff. So I was really happy with the overall outcome of how we ended up setting up and how everything turned on. Now that I got everything pretty much taped up, I think the loom is where it needs to be. I got a couple of these, like this guy right here is my radio harness connector. We have our hazard connector right here, and this is for my glove box stuff and my heater connectors are right here. One of the things I just noticed, this connector right here has got a little bit broken. As you can see, maybe three of the pins are coming out of it. And like I showed you in the previous video when we installed all the electronic stuff on how we depinned it, well, I'll probably go ahead and pick one up from the local auto parts store. If not, LMR, I'm coming back to see you, buddy. Land and be ready, bro. So anyways, yeah, gonna go ahead and swap that out because, again, the problem with this, what happens when you go to install it, one may slide back, it's not making contact. Before you know it, you're arcing, and you'll get something that'll look kind of like that. Now, I'm not too worried about this is the radio connector because I'm going to eliminate these and bring in fresh connectors that I already have set up for a brand new radio system we're going to do. We will cross that bridge when we get there. This little basket right here. So I'm going to set the dashboard in again and try to finagle him up here. I'd hate to start taking it apart and putting it back together. I'm just going to get it up here, zip tie him in place. And we're also going to start finding location for all our grounds to get attached to. Scrape up some of the good metal so we can make some awesome contact and not have any issues with ground coming up. So let me go ahead and start sliding this bad boy in with the good help of our friend Mono Negra here. We should be able to get it up in the next 30-40 hours. Alright, let's just be careful there. Watch out. Alright, perfect. How we doing? Alright. In the harness to it. Okay. So I'm only going to use a couple bolts to hold them in place. Pretty good. So I got one on each bottom corner, one on the very top, but not up here. One of the things you guys got to watch out. These guys have this middle bracket right here. Goes right into the housing that holds your steering wheel, and then it gets tied down with a nut. Now I can imagine that this guy's important, because if you push him back, it'll push this housing in just a little closer to the back there, and that's what you want to do. So that's what I'm trying to do. Get this bad boy to settle down a little better in there, like so. And there it is. So that's pretty good. I'm gonna get one more bolt to the top. I'm gonna see, like, try and start to move these guys up where they need to be and start attaching my grounds to the chassis of this car, so we don't have to have all this all over the place here. As a matter of fact, I gotta bring those up a little bit because they kind of go up this way. So I'm gonna do that right now. But I'm bringing, see, this is the radio right here. So I'm gonna bring them around this inside right here, and I'm gonna swing it right underneath here, and it's gonna be hanging out. Again, I'm gonna end up changing these connectors. We're not gonna be using an original radio. I got some ideas. We're gonna do a lot of stock stuff, like, well, not stock, but upgraded speaker systems, you know, possibly some amplifiers, some that we don't know yet. Right now, what we're gonna do, we're trying to get this all set up so we can fit everything in position. So everything's coming in pretty nice. Like this feature right here, this guy's gonna sit right down here, and this is where a radio will pretty much set up. Now we also got to bring in the middle console, but right now what I want to do, I want to make sure that I get this guy nice and set up, flush to the back, nothing's pinching, everything's in a good position. We already loomed up the wires. I don't want to have anything kind of pinching. I just want to make sure I get all my grounds in and set my Dakota box on top, and we should be good. There's a connector. That's the back of one of these guys. Yeah, there we go. Which, as you guys know, as I keep repeating myself, we're gonna change it. So this connector coming in right now, this is our heater connector. It's our heater power switch and lights. Now, like I said, I have a problem with this connector. As you can see, the cables are kind of sliding out. I'll go ahead and fix that in a little bit when I get the new connector. Now we got our hazard stuff and our dash. That's gonna go in here. There we go. These are lights. I know that's gonna be we're gonna have a button here. Now, what I got on top. Okay. Oh, I didn't put it up. No binding. Now, this guy is going to have to come up. So this is our selecting cable. And it's being difficult because he goes up this way. And we're going to pass him up through here. There we go. This will be our button for our trunk, and of course the light for our glove box. This is our flasher for our hazards. So just getting everything ready here. I'm going to keep it kind of snug up against the back end. Okay. So what I'm checking for is anything that's binding up along with the dash. So I know that I got some cables to hide in here. So I have these guys right here. This guy, this is for our system. Way right in here. So I'm gonna try and fit it in there and then get some clips to hold it up in place here, so it's not in the way when we bring in our kick panels and stuff. So that's kind of how you see it's gonna go. We'll put that guy up right there. It's inside of here. Yeah, it goes in here. So we'll get some of those plastic clips that kind of just tape up and they'll go through there, or we can just hold it from there. So that's the way it's going. Alright. For our headlight setup, and he'll go right through here. Okay, because as we know, this is going to go right here because our headlights for the car are up here. This is our dimmer lead. So I will disconnect this guy from here and bring him up where it needs to be. And why I'm doing this is because once I start to set him up right, I don't plan on taking this off anymore. I plan on leaving it in position and just you know, go from there. So that's why I'm doing it the way that I'm doing it. Correct me later. Okay. And of course, we all know our friend here kind of drops in here like this. Bam. Like that. So he'll be connected there. I'm not going to install him. I will just stick him up here, I guess, like that. Held right here. So what I'm going to do, I got 2 small screws for it real quick. That'll help me just keep it in place. We just went ahead and picked up another dash kit from LMR. So we're going to go ahead and address all these screws that I'm not putting in the right position right now. So for right now, I'm getting everything kind of held up. So that's what's happening right now as we speak. So I'm kind of seeing what is not going to be binding on my cables here. I can feel that this guy right here has got a lot of tension, which is not a good deal. But then again, this steering wheel still has to go up a little bit. So I'm working to fit all my components in. As you guys can see that this connector will have to come up because this is also part of our cluster setup, or our bezel, our clock bezel has some connections and stuff and whatnot. So this bad boy will sit up here. Okay. I'm splicing into the ground wire for my GPS box because it won't let me go into the opening, so I'm just gonna go to it right here. Let me give it some good tape. We should be good to go, and then that'll leave everything connected to my Dakota. I'm gonna go ahead and try and fire it up one more time just to make sure everything lights up, and if it does, then it's time to start buttoning up this thing and getting this bad boy ready to run. I'm also waiting for my Rotella 5W50 to get in because I need to prime the engine prior to starting, and we gotta go put some gas. A couple other things that you'll see us do. We're gonna go ahead and fill our differential, which we just recently did a whole check down on it. We went through all the screws, we went through all the plates, we went through all the stuff that needed to get checked to make sure that it's doing great. I initially first thought that I was gonna have to do some adjustments to that differential. Thank God it ended up being that my mounting bracket was just, come here, doing a lot of work and kind of binding up one of my tires. And now that we took care of that, it's perfect. So now that we got this bad boy, everything seems to be up and running. And this guy connects to this guy right here. I still have to connect my speed sensor, but I'm going to connect it to my Dakota before I hear, and then I'll just transfer whatever I need to later. Blink goes straight up because I still have to connect my speed sensor, but I'm going to bind it right off of this harness right here that's going directly to the speed sensor. So right now I'm going to run the cable line, give it some power, see if everything lights up. He's going to connect. There's 3 openings in the box, but you can choose either one. It says it doesn't matter. Whatever helps your situation. So I'm just going to go to the very first one. again. Oops. Alright. Alright. Now I'm going to fire it up. Let's see what happens, guys. As you'll see, this is going to be the power to our relay. That's going to be giving it power. We're going to be relaying and setting up the relays for our fans here. So I just have them dangling up here to this power wire right here, which is not in function because it's disconnected. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go ahead and now it's got power. Alright, I still haven't activated my inertia switch, so I'm not going to go ahead and do that yet because I have no gas in it and I don't want to blow it. We have a dual pump setup on this thing, so. And everything's on there. Everything's gonna light up. As obviously you guys are not gonna see it because we don't have our light connector or our switch connected, so we won't get any of the lights turning on right about now. But we have everything set up. Time is on. I know if the car starts, everything's gonna react. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it turned on.
Oh, that guy's ready.
This one is not on.
This one's not on, so I think I'll power him up separately and feed him some power. That's what I'm gonna do. So I'm glad about that. Now that I got everything kind of all cleaned up, I could start to, as you guys can see, I could start assembling. I sound like Kamala Harris all of a sudden. I'm gonna start to do this together with everyone together as we do it together. And so we're gonna go ahead and put that up. You guys gonna see me start bringing everything in. All the components will start coming in. Now that I started fitting in the dash, I think it's really good. Nothing's binding, nothing's pinching. It's a little late right now. It's about 9 p.m. I'm very happy with where we're going right now. I'm going to go ahead and kill the power before anything else happens. And in the next couple of days, I should have gas, oil, and pretty much all the fluids to see if we can get this bad boy to start. Next thing we got to do, we got to add the exhaust. So to our BBK long tube headers with our BBK X pipe, along with our Flowmaster 44 classics that we got. So although a challenge because of our pan hard bar that we installed and our pan hard bar and torque bar, I think that we're going to have a little bit of a challenge bringing in those pipes. Nevertheless, we accept all challenges. Hey guys, I want to thank everybody on our Instagram page. Thank you very much for all the likes. Thank you for all the subscribers on there. Everybody on our Facebook page. Guys, as you know, we still put up Mustangs daily. Don't complain to us if you can't find them. We're putting them out there. And more importantly, everybody on our YouTube channel, thank you for following. Thank you for the comments. Thank you to everybody that does watch. Guys, the dream's coming true. We're about to start this bad boy. Please remember, give us a comment, give us a like, always share with someone that needs it, please, and most importantly, do not forget to subscribe, my friends, and subscribe. We will see you soon as we start this bad boy. Have a good night.